could make geometric shapes the size of a football field.
What kind of machine can bend a stalk of corn over without breaking it?
Can't be by hand, it's too perfect.
All right, there is no one who wants Greer gone more than me. There's no one more than me, maybe equal, that wants to see the Dolphins reboot this whole thing. Starting from Greer, likely Ross too. But I'm hearing talk that because the free agents is no guaranteed money for 2026, this is a sign. Now, I'm not going to tell you that it's not, but when you really look at the situation, I've been saying I think Greer's got 2 years. And so I'm going to cover it from both angles, the possibilities. But we got to be clear. As long as Tua is locked into this team, there is going to be no rebuild. No GM's going to want to come here. And so we've got to kind of see what Tua's contract is, kind of look at what the overall cap is. And I think 2027 is that point in time. So, guys, the likes, subscribes, the comments, the views, all that stuff keeps me in the biz. So please help me out with all that stuff. If you like the coverage that I do here and you want to keep it going, please help me out with that. So there's no guaranteed money from all these free agents that we got into next year. And it is kind of funny. You know, some of journalism or investigation has to have these leaps of logic, and then you say, hey, well, maybe, and then you try to find data points that corroborate it. And so it is curious, but we have to remember, Tua is the linchpin to everything. McDaniel's been locked into money. Some people are saying Greer's been locked into money. But really, the money that is most critical is Tua. Now, there's no way to get off him this year. But pre-June next year, if you want to get off Tua in a cut, you're talking $79 million dead at a negative $22 million, $0.8 million pre-June. Impossible. Post-June, you'll lose $62 million dead, and you'll be negative $6. And guys, in 2026, we have 39 guys on the roster with only $10 million. And I don't know if this has even been adjusted to Austin Jackson's contract. Now, his money has been pushed forward to next year. And so it really looks like everything is going to keep going. If you look at what he's doing, he's getting these free agents for 1 year, with maybe Daniels for an option for a little bit longer. But a lot of teams are doing that. Patriots, go look at their roster. They signed about 2 or 3 guys long term, but the rest were all 1 year guys. And that's what's really going on around this league. So Greer is really positioning this offseason for next year. He's positioning to get as many picks as he can to function, to fill this thing out on a cheap. And when you look at what we got going here, not all the money's come in. It says 17, but there's a lot of contracts not on here. We just have to add even $2.2 million for Eichenberg, which is fully guaranteed.
I want to go home. I want my mother.
But you're going to need between 10 and 12 million to sign all your draft picks. It's a lot of money. And when you tally it up, they are close. And you got to go into the season with a little bit. And understand that you can carry money from this year to next year. We're not going to even have a lot to do to that. And so 26 is probably the last year. Ross is 86, 85. He's going to be 87. Do you think at 87 years old or 86 years, next year he's going to reboot this whole thing? He's going to be stuck with Tua's contract. He's going to be stuck paying out McDaniel. He's riding this thing out, I think, at least to 2027, unless some miracle happens where Greer hits on a major draft class for 2 years in a running and something big happens. I just don't see how it's possible. And the people say this is Tua's last year. Again, 62 million post-June. That's the best you're going to get. Pre-June, 80 million, 79.2. We've got to be realistic. You know, for a while there was the hopium lack of realism. And I was saying, guys, I don't know. And I was crazy. And then I told you, I said, I think Greer is here for 2 seasons. It seems that way, the way positioning it. I know we got the new guy in, I can't remember his name, and he's got a major piece to picking out the free agents. And maybe he's the guy. Maybe Ross in 27 is going to turn it over to his daughter. He's not going to turn it over to his daughter in 26. 27 might be the year, and this guy might be a guy who he can, learn to trust and groom and then hand it off to his daughter. I don't think he's selling a team. I think he's handing it off to his daughter. Al from 3 yards per carry knows a ton. He said that, Ross wants this thing to be a legacy thing. The track around the stadium's making tons of money. There's no reason for him to sell. It does not make any sense. But what does make sense is you're off to in 27. You hand it off to your daughter. You've got some guys that are not named Greer that you can give a new narrative for, that you kind of trust, that you've groomed for a year or two within the franchise. So I know we're desperate, but you gotta. I don't ever like to let you guys down with hopium or hate. And all the talk about Tua is being gone is going to hurt some fans. It's going to make some fans happy, but it didn't happen until 2026 unless he gets severely injured. Greer's probably going to be here for 2 years. McDaniel's going to probably be here for 2 years. Everything looks like they're in a soft rebuild, hoping this draft works. Then they'll be able to parlay maybe some cheap free agents next year and another nice draft class. I think it was Calais Campbell. If he signs with a team before the second day after the draft, we get a 4th round pick. After that, nothing. So I think that's what this whole thing is about. It's a last grasp, a last ditch effort. Maybe Wilson can be the home run hit blindfolded and somehow save this thing. But this is what it's going to be for the next 2 years. And so I just say be prepared. I'm not saying I'm right, but I got a pretty good track record sniffing this thing out. And nothing in my tea leaves, doesn't mean I'm right, says that Greer and Co. and Tua are done after 25. It just doesn't, I hope, it doesn't sound that way. Anyway, Curtis saying, be well, go Fins. Curtis out. Start building your own online sports book today by getting signed up with aceBread.com service that'll allow you to book action on sports from all around the world.